I do a party on Tuesdays in Chicago called TIMBUCK Tuesdays with my homie TIMBUCK2, who's a heavy hitter. And he, you know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know this side of DJing, to be honest with you. Like I figured out how to DJ on my own. I figured out how to consistently play music together by myself. But as far as playing towards a crowd in a club atmosphere, I learned from him. He let me, we met 5 years ago, 6 years ago at Clear Channel Radio. He was on GCI, I was on Kiss FM at the time. And we just met and he was like, yo man, you know, good to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. And I was like, yo, this is cool. Like TIMBUCK2, nice to meet you too, bro. I hear you running everything in Chicago. That's crazy. And one day I get a random phone call and it was a random number and it ends up being Tim. And he's like, yo, Ruben, what's up, man? I got your number from Moondog. Nice to meet you the other day. Are you interested in opening up for me at TIMBUCK Tuesdays? You know, I want a fresh feel. I'm looking for an opening DJ. At the time, I think his homie Izzo was moving out of town and he needed someone to fill the slot. Me, being the hungry DJ that I was at the time, I was like, yeah, dude, you know, and just to show fate, like I never needed nothing from Tim, I still don't, you know. The only thing I need from him is just his conversation and his knowledge, you know, and thinking about like what he showed me then. And like, I remember this one conversation, like maybe about 6 months after me DJing with him at Beauty Bar. He comes up to the gig, to the booth, and he's like, you know, he's rocking, he's bobbing his head. And then he goes, man, Ruben, you're clean. You are so clean. And I was like, I'm like, thanks, Tim. You know, I'm excited. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, man, you're almost too clean. And then I heard the negative tone towards the end of that. And I was like, what do you mean I'm too clean? What does that mean? You know, I don't get it. He's like, that was his motion. You're very structured. When the break comes, you come in and, you know, you're ready. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Tim? What's going on? And he goes, yeah, bro. He's like, you're too clean. He's like, there's no variety. There's no nothing. Like, it's just, you're almost predictable. And I was like, I had to take a whole step back and realize, like, that hurt, man. You know, like coming from somebody like Tim, who I idolized, you know, coming up, listening to him on the radio, and then we finally are able to do a party together. Tell me something like that. Because I just thought I was doing what I do, you know, as a DJ. You want to be subtle, you want to be clean. But I knew what he was doing. He was challenging me to DJ. Not just to mix, to DJ. And I've always found, like, there's a lot of people that know how to mix, not a lot of people know how to DJ. After having that one conversation 4.5 years ago, that one line stuck with me to this day, where I challenge myself every set, even in my preparation and set, to find another way to come in to a song. Instead of the top, mixing the 8 bars, or mixing the 8 bars behind the chorus and letting it ride. It's like dropping it from the 3rd verse, bringing it back to the top, and not even let the chorus play. Not let the favorite part that everybody knows play. Kind of let the song shine. The song, not just the radio part, you know, like he introduced that to me. And that is when I started to look at this from a whole nother angle, where it was no longer 8 bars, chorus, out. That's the only way I knew. And those words, you know, you're too clean was like, it's a good and a bad thing. And then I remember I usually leave after my set to go home, but that night I stayed and I listened to him DJ, and it blew my fucking mind. Only because I was never exposed to what he just said. Never exposed to it, because all I knew was what I heard on the radio, what I've seen on TV, what I've seen in, I don't know, listening to mixes, you know, everybody was clean, but I never actually really saw a DJ. And to me, TIMBUCK2 was the first DJ I saw that can DJ, like full on weekly. Every week, come with some fresh shit, do some new things, play whole nother playlist, not play the same song from the week before. Like, didn't give a fuck about the crowd at all. And I think that's what drew the crowd in. Because for the last 4 years that I've been DJing at TIMBUCK Tuesdays, it's been packed. Every Tuesday. And that to me says a lot, where it's like, he knew what the hell he was doing. And to this day, and I know probably till I will ever live, like, I'll never know what more he knows than I do, you know? And man, like, I can't even imagine not setting cue points at the third verse anymore. I can't do it. I don't know how not to do it anymore. Where it's like, that's the first thing I check. I used to go to the end of the track to look for the break to see if I can use that as an intro. But now I go to the third verse, I go to the middle of the song and see what's going on there. You know, or even when I'm listening to a song, like one thing too also, like when I've noticed when he would kill the volume to songs and people would know the words. And I'd be like, how the fuck did you know that? How did you were so confident that you were gonna kill all the volume? Not take out the bass, not take out the high or the mid. You're gonna kill all the volume and let these people sing the words. But it's like, you had them right here the whole time so that they trusted you. They trusted you though. As soon as you jumped on, they trusted you because that's the attitude you approached it with. It's like, yo, I'm on now. You know, TIMBUCK2 checking in. It's the heavy hitter TIMBUCK2 checking in. And I'm just like, oh shit, it's about to go down. You know? Just thinking about now, I'm still excited about that one night. There was some blends that I heard that night that I couldn't even tell you what songs they were because it was just like, everything was so cohesive and so energetic and so smooth. And then also on the same token, so sporadic and refreshing and, you know, like I couldn't really think about that anymore. Like now when I look back, it's fun. It's fun to have that memory and to have that experience with him.